Stop number 3 of the Sunoco Cup Series comes to Las Vegas for the Matco Tools 400. 27 laps going down here. Let's take a look at the points before we go into our starting grid. Right now, Liam Campbell leads the points by 1 point over Ray Castor. Trey Campbell is in third. Then it's Chantelli Barra and Dylan Kilburn. And Sasha Dawson tied for 5th. Then it's Nick Baxter, Zach Carlson, Connor Breton, and Kathy Cantora rounding out the top 10. So now let's take a look at the starting grid for this event. On the pole, qualifying at 178.477 miles an hour, is the number 12, Ray Bestas Buick of Michael Dawson. And on the outside will be the number 28, Haviland Ford of Keith Batson. Row number 2 will be the number 3, GM Goodwrench Chevrolet of Colin Cropley, and the number 15, Motorcraft Ford of Levi Shones. Row number 3 will be Josh Osborne, the number 63 Nescaf Pontiac, and Kathy Qatar, the number 6 Stroslide Ford. Row number 4 will be Zach Carlson in the number 4 Kodak Delco Remy Olds, and on the outside will be Trent Dunham in the 0 Ford. And in row number 5 will be the 51 Exxon Chevrolet of Sasha Dawson and the number 1 Autolite Ford of Joseph Lombard. Row 6 will be Trey Campbell in the 92 and Alex Filter in the 90. Row 7 will be Tim Fiegel, the 33, and Skylar Harris. Row 8 will be Chantelli Barra, the champ, and John ACOSTA. Row 9, Skylyn Carlson and Ray Castor. Row 10 will be Tim Walsh and our Rockingham winner Keon Shaw. Row 11 will be John Dawson and Stephanie Naylor. Row number 12 will be Eric Matthews and Dylan Poteet. Connor Breton and Justin Acosta will be behind them. Then it will be Fred Christopher in the 82 and Johnny Gardner. Austin Hughes and our Daytona winner Dylan Kilburn. Daniel Schwab, the Bud Shootout winner, and Jennifer Hughes. Faith Johnson, Sunoco Bush champion, and Nick Baxter. Bob Marshall and Dylan Ruiz. The 26 of James Qualls, who are defending race winner, and Jonathan Gators, Dylan Hughes and Ryan Cooper, and rounding out the field will be Alexander Dawson and our points leader,
start
Liam
your
Campbell.
engines.
So it will be going down right here at Las Vegas. As James Qualls says, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So we'll have some good racing. We had very good racing both in the Sunoco Bush and the K&N Pro West Series. Let's see if we can go for a trifecta here with the Cup Series. Got a handful right now. Your top 5 rows. Michael Dawson and Sasha Dawson are the only 2 that have won previously. Excuse me. Keith Batson won in the Sunoco Bush Series. Josh Osborne, the Couch GTX Cup champion in Season 2. And Trent Dunham is a fixture in the Mountain Dew Cup Series and the Mopar Nationwide Series run by Dylan Poteet. We go to the green flag. Michael Dawson driving the car that John Dawson drove in to win at Talladega in Season 1. Gets the early jump, Colin Cropley making a peek to the inside immediately, and Keith Batson going up to the high side. Talk about a driver who's very long overdue for a victory. That's the driver behind the wheel, the number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. Levi Shones, actually that's Josh Osborne going to the inside of Colin Cropley as Michael Dawson will lead a lap. Michael Dawson, who won a few times last year. He actually had a very haphazard first few events, but then he finally got a victory at Richmond Season 1. And we are yellow, as you can see. Skylar Harris was involved. It looked like Bob Marshall was involved. Joseph Lombard, Ryan Cooper, Skylin CARLSON. Bad troubles happened for Skylin, and wow. That was not good. We started early on, and it was abysmal. What happened? Let's see. It looked like something happened with... We saw something with Joseph Lombard. There's my Alex Filter. I think he may have something to do with it. Let's see. Chantel Ibarra. No, Skylin CARLSON got tashed by the 633 of Skylar Harris. And Skylin went right into Alex. Joseph Lombard got collected, and as Alex Filter went by, just John ACOSTA going the inside. Same with John Dawson. See Eric, you see Dylan Poteet up high. You see, that's what happened. Bob Marshall going right into the side of Skylin CARLSON, basically taking her out of the race. That wasn't pretty for Skylin. She did not have a very good showing in the CASTOR GTX Cup Series event here earlier this season. Ryan Cooper was involved. I don't know if Ryan Cooper was involved or if he just, yep, he was spun. Ryan Cooper, I think, just had nowhere to go. And he tried to follow Liam Campbell and Alexander Dawson and went into Dylan Hughes, who apparently got stopped by Skylar Harris. Johnny Gardner got involved somehow, some way. Talk about getting lucky. I don't know what happened with Dylan Kilburn. I don't know if he got into anything. I don't think so, but that was hideous. I think Zach Carlson won the race back to the line. No, actually, that was won by John Dawson. Never mind. Michael Dawson driving John's former car. But let's go on board with Skylin CARLSON and take a little trip on the wild side with the Kmart Ford 07. Done. Now I don't know about Skylar Harris. I don't know if I should go on board with Skylar Harris, because Skylar probably had a little bit of a nutso ride as well, so let's go on board with Skylar while we have the opportunity. And Skylin is obviously out of the race, so a tough break for the 07 Kmart Ford. Has not had any good luck since she made the switch to that new ride this season. She won at California in the 16 Keystone Beer Ford, but since switching to this new ride has not fared well. We'll get back to Green Flag Racing this time by Michael Dawson leads, Zach Carlson second, Josh Osborne, Trent Dunham, Colin CROPLEY your top 5. Then Levi Jones, Trey Campbell, Keith Batson, Tim Fiegel, and Chantel Ibarra, the champ, rounding at the top 10. Then it is Sasha Dawson, Kathy Cantara, Tim Walsh, John ACOSTA, Alex Filter, John Dawson, Eric Matthews, Connor Breton, Fred Christopher, Austin Hughes, Daniel Schwab, Ray Castor, Jennifer Hughes, Dylan Poteet, James Qualls, Alexander Dawson, Keon Shaw, Liam Campbell, Stephanie Naylor, Justin ACOSTA, Nick Baxter, Dylan Ruiz, Jonathan Gators, Johnny Gardner, Dylan Kilburn, Faith Johnson, Joseph Lombard, Ryan Cooper, Skylar Harris, Dylan Hughes, and Bob Marshall and Skylin Carlson have both dropped out of the race. We're back to Green Flag Racing, lap number 6 of 27. We still got more than 20 laps to go, and Michael Dawson will lead. Let's crank it up for a time. Zach Carlson going to the inside of Michael Dawson, trying to get the number 1 spot away, and he's going to do just that. Trey Campbell now trying to challenge Trent Dunham for the number 3 spot. Make that number 2. He's going for the number 2 spot, and he'll take it from Michael Dawson as Zach Carlson will lead a lap. Trey Campbell gets second. Keith Batson back into it. Josh Osborne right there too. They're going to go 3 wide. Yep, they're going to go 3 wide here. Keith Batson, Josh Osborne, Trey Campbell. Michael Dawson, Trent Dunham. Here comes Tim Fiegel. Uh-oh, looks like they're going to touch a little bit there with Michael Dawson. Up, they start banging a little bit there. You saw Tim Fiegel save it, almost going right into Trent Dunham, but they're getting really touchy down there. Colin CROPLEY, and we're yellow, so it's not much to do about anything as Austin Hughes is on his roof. Stephanie Naylor's involved. We saw something with Daniel Schwab, I do believe. You see, there's Austin Hughes. Chantelli Barra on the outside. There's Daniel Schwab, the Winn-Dixie Lumina, pushing Dylan right into Chantel. Ray Castor gets a touch. And then you saw Alex Filter just get by. Same with James Qualls, but Stephanie Naylor, hate to say the same. Nick Baxter just getting by. Dylan Kilburn takes a hit. So as I do believe the number 5 of Dylan Ruiz, who just probably breezed on by. Nick Baxter got involved somehow. My goodness. Tough break for Dylan Kilburn, our Daytona winner. Takes a punch there. Everybody else got by. Let's go on board with Austin Hughes as he took that tumble. Let's see it in full speed, because I don't know how many barrels he took. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I couldn't even count, to be honest. That was scary. I think it's more the case behind the wheel. Let's try on the roof. Do you want to go even more? Let's see how many times the count goes out. It wouldn't make a difference if you were behind the wheel. There were some of them where you had the shot that went out. Apparently, some of the shots on the car went out as he was tumbling it pretty hard. Yeah. Not what you wanted. So, back to the swing of things. Zach Carlson still leads. Keith Batson is in second. Tim Fiegel's in third. Josh Osborne, Trey Campbell rounding out the top 5. Then Trent Dunham, Levi Jones, Michael Dawson, Colin CROPLEY, and Kathy Cantor are your top 10. Tim Walsh, John Dawson, Sasha Dawson, Connor Breton, John ACOSTA, Fred Christopher, Eric Matthews, Daniel Schwab, Jennifer Hughes, Dylan Poteet, your top 20. Then Keon Shaw, Alex Filter, Chantelli Barra, James Qualls, Jonathan Gators, Ray Castor, Liam Campbell, Johnny Gardner, Dylan Kilburn, Dylan Ruiz, your top 30. Then it's Faith Johnson, Dylan Hughes, Skylar Harris, Alexander Dawson, and Justin ACOSTA. You can add DNFs to Joseph Lombard, Nick Baxter, Austin Hughes, Stephanie Naylor, Ryan Cooper can be added to the Bob Marshall and Skyland Carlson casualty list. So we'll be back to racing. It'll be lap number 13 of 27, so that's 15 laps to go. So we still got a long way to go. We're not even at the half. We're probably roughly around the halfway point. As Zach Carlson will lead. Keith Batson right there trying to get his first win in the Sunoco Cup Series. He's won a couple of times in Sunoco Bush, leading to a second place finish in the title behind Faith Johnson. Green flag flies. Zach Carlson with a good jump. I don't think that was good for Keith Batson. Lost a little bit of a grounder there. See if Tim Fiegel's going to make a move to the inside into the Glidden Paints Lumina. Yep, he's going to do just that. So Keith Batson will drop back a position. Thanks to Tim Fiegel, Josh Osborne, Trey Campbell going to the inside to make it a 3-wide situation. Whoa, that was close. He almost touched there for a second, but now Trey Campbell going to the inside of Josh Osborne with the help of Levi Jones. Here comes Colin CROPLEY moving up with the help of Kathy Cantor. 3 wide with Trent Dunham. Now Kathy's going to try to get into the swing of things. There's Michael Dawson yet again. Uh-oh. Oh, it looked close. We almost saw 3 wide. We almost saw teammates get into each other, and Colin CROPLEY and Kathy Cantor. That was not good. Now we got a battle going on for the lead as we speak. Here comes Trey Campbell. He won real recently in the Cash GTX Cup, winning a thriller at Darlington. He'll take that. No, he will not take that lap. Zach Carlson will just barely hold it off. But now Trey Campbell's got the lead. Levi Jones will get second. Josh Osborne starting to move up. Here is Tim Walsh starting to move up the field as he's passed Colin CROPLEY. Now he's going to try to pass Kathy Cantor. Keith Batson dropping back. Trey Campbell's leading, but here comes Levi Jones with the help of Josh Osborne. Another driver long overdue for a victory, that number 63 Nescafe Pontiac. And while Trey Campbell will not lead that lap as Levi takes it from him, Tim Fiegel moving on the inside of Trey Campbell as well. And there's Tim Walsh. Colin CROPLEY looking like he's starting to make moves. Same with Fred Christopher in the number 82. And now Josh Osborne will take the lead by mere hundredth of a second from Levi Jones, but Tim Fiegel's going to try to steal the milk here, and I do believe we are yellow. So, race back to the line will make a difference. Josh Osborne leads. Can he hold off Tim Fiegel for one more lap? We'll see. As they come out of turns number 3 and 4. And Josh Osborne will lead a lap. Will lead into the yellow. So, for 10 laps to go. So, John ACOSTA apparently was involved. We saw he was there. So, him, Sasha, Dawson. Looks like Jennifer Hughes. Not a good day for the Hughes family. Jennifer, Dylan, almost 5 wide. With Michael Dawson, Sasha Dawson in between John ACOSTA and Jennifer Hughes. James Qualls on the inside. Talk about getting lucky. Nope, they almost went 5 wide. They were 4 wide for the most part. James Qualls sent the train reaction into Jennifer Hughes, it looks like. Yep, a little bit of a love touch there by James Qualls going into Jennifer Hughes, sending the chain reaction like dominoes. John ACOSTA and Sasha Dawson both spinning as well. So, a tough break there. They both spin at the line. So, that's where we stand as far as that was concerned. So, we're still going to get back to racing, obviously. Josh Osborne leads, so he's actually getting a few laps under his belt for the good news. Second spot right now is Tim Fiegel. Third spot is Trey Campbell, Levi Shones. And rounding out the top 5 is Tim Walsh. Then Zach Carlson, Keith Batson, Colin Cropley, Fred Christopher, and Trent Dunham rounding at the top 10. Then it's Daniel Schwab, Eric Matthews, Kathy Cantara, Keon Shaw, Dylan Poteet, Michael Dawson, James Qualls, Jonathan Gators, John Dawson, Connor Breton, your top 20. Then it's Alex Filter, Johnny Gardner, Liam Campbell, Dylan Ruiz, Dylan Kilburn, Chantel Ibarra, Jennifer Hughes, Sasha Dawson, Ray Castor, Faith Johnson. Then it's John ACOSTA, Justin ACOSTA, Alexander Dawson, Dylan Hughes, Skylar Harris is 35th. And then 36th on down is obviously your DNFs. Joseph Lombard, Nick Baxter, Austin Hughes, Stephanie Naylor, Ryan Cooper, Bob Mitchell, and Skylin CARLSON. So, let's take a look, see where we stand as far as green flag. I'm going to guesstimate lap number 22. We'll be back to green. Yep, it'd be lap number 22, so 6 laps to go. No more, basically yellows are not a question. You do not want any yellows if you don't want to end the race. Josh Osborne will lead over Tim Fiegel. And Tim going straight up to the high side, Josh dropping down low. I don't know what that makes a difference. We got some 3 abreast racing right behind us now. Tim Walsh moves to the inside, and now here comes Tim Fiegel moving to the inside of Colin Cropley, our Daytona 500 winner last season, is looking to get his 3rd career win. He won twice last year, including winning the 2nd Richmond event. Josh Osborne giving up the lead to Tim Fiegel. Here comes Tim Walsh, Zach Carlson, Colin Cropley starting to make a move into the top 5. As Zach Carlson goes to the inside of Tim Walsh, Tim Fiegel leads. Here comes Fred Christopher. He's looking for his 1st career win. As Zach Carlson, with the help of Colin Cropley, is going to take the number 2 spot. Tim Fiegel will still lead. Colin's going to go for the inside now on Tim. And Zach Carlson stay in the number 2 spot though. No time now as it's lap 24 of 27. We still got 4 laps to go. This time it'll be 3. Tim FIEGEL still leads. Colin CROPLEY now charging on in second. Colin CROPLEY, talk about one of the most long overdue racers in all of these racing series. He would love a victory. We saw James Qualls win here a year at our last season. Tim FIEGEL will lead this lap, 3 laps to go though. So, and here comes Colin CROPLEY going to the inside now on Tim FIEGEL. Inside move, he's got it. Colin CROPLEY takes the number 1 spot from Tim FIEGEL. Here comes Kathy Cantor starting to march up the field. She's looking for a victory too. Colin CROPLEY's got the lead. 2 laps remaining and is starting to extend it. Colin CROPLEY now having about 2/10 of a second lead over Zach CARLSON, and he's got 2 laps to go. He'll have to hold off the field as Zach CARLSON. You also saw a little bit of a challenge from Levi Shones in the number 15. White flag, 1 more lap to go. Can Colin CROPLEY finally do it? He's got the white flag. Let's see if he can do it. Levi Shones trying to mount a momentum on Zach CARLSON. It's actually really doing well. And we are yellow, and I do believe that's going to probably seal it for Colin CROPLEY. He is actually going to win his first career race in the Sunoco Cup Series. Way to go for the number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. Go nuts, Colin CROPLEY. You won it. We're going to go into the yellow momentarily, but we're going to see Colin CROPLEY go across the line right behind the pace car as he will win it on that last lap. The white flag, the yellow came out. I do believe we saw Daniel Schwab, John Dawson involved. We'll get right to that yellow momentarily, but our winner right there, the number 3 in black, Colin CROPLEY. Vegas was lucky for him. He hit the jackpot. Way to go. You earned it, buddy. Now let's see what happened. Wow, what was going on here? Saw Justin ACOSTA apparently. It's like, this is weird. I don't know who was really involved in that wreck. I saw a fair share. Wow. Let's go look for John Dawson, as we saw he was one of those victims. So, 4 wide, Dylan Poteet, Daniel Schwab, Keith Batson, and John Dawson. John Dawson goes into Keith Batson, goes into Daniel Schwab, and Daniel and John go up on their roofs. Josh Osborne got spun, so good Josh Osborne. His day comes to an end. Chantelli Barra gets into Johnny Gardner. Unbelievable. You have Ray Castor just getting through, apparently. Or did he? When I said that, he goes right into John Dawson, ending his day. Let's go on board with Daniel Schwab. We can just take our time as much as we want. Daniel Schwab. Race is over. Colin probably has it. Still got the car restarted. I don't understand that for the most part. let's go on board with Keith Batson. Shall we? No. Let's go on board with John Dawson. He had a little bit of a scary situation as well. One more hit sends him spinning and out of the race. So, not a very good showing. But that'll be the end of that tune. Your winner, of course, is Colin CROPLEY. Zach Carlson is second. Levi Shones is third. Tim FIEGEL, Eric Matthews rounding at the top five. Then Trent Dunham, Fred Christopher, Connor Breton, Tim Walsh, Michael Dawson, Kathy Cantara, Trey Campbell, Jonathan Gators, Dylan Petit, Liam Campbell, James Qualls, Keon Shaw, Dylan Kilburn, Dylan Ruiz, Sasha Dawson, Alex Filter, Jennifer Hughes, John Dawson, Chantel Ibarra, Johnny Gardner, John Acosta, Ray Castor, Daniel Schwab, Faith Johnson, John Acosta, Alexander Dawson, Keith Batson, Josh Osborne, Dylan Hughes, Skylar Harris. And then it's Lombard, Baxter, Hughes, Naylor, Cooper, Marshall. But our winner, Colin CROPLEY, you earned it, buddy. Looking at the points right now, Zach Carlson with that second place finish takes the number one spot from Liam Campbell. Levi Shones, Trey Campbell, Eric Matthews, your top five. Then Connor Breton, Ray Castor, Trent Dunham, Dylan Kilburn, and Kathy Cantara rounding at the top 10. Then Sasha Dawson, Tim FIEGEL, Chantel Ibarra, Colin CROPLEY, Keon Shaw, Fred Christopher, Alex Filter, Nick Baxter, Jonathan Gators, and Dylan Petit. And with Colin CROPLEY's victory gets him in the Winston, so that's a good bragging bits there. And actually gets him into the Bud Shootout next season, provided he signs up. Faith Johnson and James Qualls will be 21st and 22nd. There's Jennifer Hughes, Dylan Ruiz, Josh Osborne, Alexander Dawson, Justin Acosta, Stephanie Naylor, John Acosta, Keith Batson, Michael Dawson, Bob Marshall, Skylar Harris, Tim Walsh, Daniel Schwab, Justin Dawson, Johnny Gardner, Austin Hughes, Joseph Leonard, Dylan Hughes, Ryan Cooper, and Skyland Carlson not having a very good year. Atlanta, the FordParts.com 500. That's coming up.